Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare, Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna Hare Hare
Nityananda
Ram
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Krishna
Swami
Krishna Krishna
Gaura
Krishna Hare
Bhakta
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna.
Ram Ram Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Nam
Krishna,
Nam
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Shri Ram
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna, Krishna
Nityananda
Krishna
Shri
Krishna, Hare
Advaita
Hare. Ram,
Gadadhara
Hare Ram,
Srivasadi Gaur
Hare
Bhakta
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So read Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's see where we are.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll just send a message. So we were reading the chapters. Which chapter we were reading? It's been a while. Second chapter or third chapter, canto. Third canto, questions by Vidura. Let's see. I think chapter 2, did we finish chapter 1? I think. Third canto. Remembrance of Lord Krishna. I think this one.
I don't think we finished the first chapter. I think we may be at 31. All the questions Vidura is asking. Uddhav.
This with Lord Shiva and Hunter. Did we read this?
No.
Garuda snatched the nectar from the mouth of Indra. I think we read. Are the twin brothers who are protected by the brothers? Eyes protected. Oh Lord. Pritha.
Oh. Okay. It could be then. Yeah, so then chapter 2.
Okay, my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord. Let's see. Oh, my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the place of grace, is unbound that he appears by his grace. Okay, we'll start chapter 2. And where is chapter 2? So, remembrance of Lord Krishna. So, Vidura is on a pilgrimage and he meets Uddhav. And what did he ask Uddhav? How is Krishna doing? How are children doing? How is Ugrasen? How is
the Pandavas?
The Pandavas. How is everybody doing? I left the kingdom because of, the harsh words. I was driven out of my own house. Okay. All this. So now it ends, oh my friend. So he's saying, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord. Okay. Now Uddhav is going to reply, maybe this chapter. Okay, so we'll read 5 verses. Yeah.
Okay. Start. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, when the great devotee Uddhav was asked by Vidura to speak on the messages of the dearest Lord Krishna, Uddhav was unable to answer immediately due to excessive anxiety at the remembrance of the Lord. So he was very close to Krishna. So all of these questions reminded him of Krishna. So he went into excessive anxiety. We know that Lord has left. He was one who, even in his childhood at the age of 5 years, was so absorbed in the service of Lord Krishna that when he was called by his mother for morning breakfast, he did not wish to have it. So yeah, they say Uddhav was doing his deity worship and his services that he, as a little child only, he would not, his mother would call him for breakfast and he would say, I have to finish my seva. So he was absorbed. Uddhav thus served the Lord continually from childhood, and in his old age, that attitude of service never slackened. As soon as he was asked about the message of the Lord, he at once remembered all about him. So, if he developed a habit of remembering Krishna, as Uddhav from childhood, he was engaged in service and fixing his mind on Krishna. So, in his old age also, the same habit continues, saying that he at once, with hearing the name of Krishna, he remembered all about Krishna. His activities, his form, his qualities, his pastimes. For a moment he remained dead silent, and his body did not move. He became absorbed in the nectar of remembering the Lord's lotus feet in devotional ecstasy, and he appeared to be going increasingly deeper into that ecstasy. So he was stunned. all the Shatvika bhavs of those who go into ecstasy. Mm. So one of them is that one is stunned and his throat is choked and he cannot speak anything. His body is not moving and he's remembering. He's going into a deep ecstasy, thinking about Krishna. It was so observed by Vidura that Uddhav had all the transcendental bodily changes due to total ecstasy. And he was trying to wipe away tears of separation from his eyes. Thus, Vidura could understand that Uddhav had completely assimilated extensive love for the Lord. So he could see all the Ashtasatvika Vikar on his body, transcendental bodily changes, tears in his eyes, hair standing on him, voice choked up and shivering, and all. There's 8 of them. So he understood, yes, he has achieved the highest stage of love for Krishna. And he was feeling separation from the Lord. So that is the highest stage, Vipralamba Bhav, feeling separation from the Lord and having tears. युगायुतं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायुतं शून्यायतं जगत सर्वं govinda virahina me. So one moment of separation from Krishna appears like a whole yuga. And the whole world seems useless, pointless in separation from Krishna. So yeah, Uddhav is a very high devotee, very advanced. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Next 5. Somebody like to read?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The great devotee Uddhava soon came back from the abode of the Lord to the human plane, and wiping his eyes, he awakened his reminiscence of the past and spoke to Vidura in a pleasing mood. Scroll down, Prabhuji. Sri Uddhava said, "My dear Vidura, the son of the world, Lord Krishna has said, and our house has now been swallowed by the great snake of time. What can I say you about our welfare? The universe with all its planets is most unfortunate. This universe with all its planet is most unfortunate. And even more unfortunate are the members of the Yadu dynasty because they could not identify Lord Hari as the Supreme Personality of Godhead any more than the fish could identify the moon. The Yadus were all experienced devotees, learned and expert in psychic study. Over and above this, they were always with the Lord in all kinds of relaxations, and still they were only able to know Him as the one supreme who dwells everywhere. That's the Paramatma feature.
Yeah, the Yadus were all experienced devotees, learned and expert in psychic study.
Yeah.
Previously, it says that they could not recognize, identify Lord Hari. Okay.
Yeah. So that is the familiarity breeds contempt. They did not follow the instructions of Krishna and they fought with each other and they killed each other. Krishna was telling them to not fight. So they didn't. That's one of the lessons from this Leela. Like when you are with the Lord, you become so familiar that you forget that He is a Supreme Lord.
But they are families, so isn't it like in family they are supposed to forget or by the Lord's arrangement?
Yeah,
Different.
I think two kinds of Mayas act in this case, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. Even Yashoda Maya forgot that he is the Lord. But that's for to help in the pastimes of pure love. But I think with the Yadus, it's the Mahamaya because they couldn't figure out that he's the Supreme Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They were in Mahamaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not following the instructions of Krishna basically. They were doing their own thing and they became very proud also. That's Canto 11, they said that. So Krishna thought it's better that they no longer continue to rule because they're going to mess up everything.
Okay. Go back. Okay, so the last verse you would read.
Yeah. Under no circumstances can the words of persons bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord deviate the intelligence of those who are completely surrounded souls. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah. Words of persons will give you intelligence. Nice verse. So, what does it refer to? Under no circumstances can the words of the person. So, where Yadu is not, is it talking about Yadu? Yadavas were only partially cognizant of the Lord, but they were also glorious because they had the opportunity to associate with the Lord, who acted as head of their family, and they also rendered the Lord intimate service. The Yadavas and other devotees of the Lord are different from those who wrongly calculated him to be an ordinary human personality. Such persons are certainly bewildered by the illusory energy. Yadavas are different from those who wrongly calculated him to be an ordinary. So those who are in Mahamaya. They are Yadavas are different from those who are in Mahamaya. So they are hellish and envious of the. Okay, so the illusory
Yeah,
energy.
because actually Krishna used Yadavas to teach us a lesson. So it was all arranged by Krishna, this Moshula Leela. Like how Krishna is putting Arjuna in ignorance, that he asked these questions for us in Bhagavad Gita. Same thing.
And I think this was Hare Krishna. This was also part of the curse of Gandhari, right?
So actually, no curse can apply on the Supreme Lord. This was
Yes,
arranged by Krishna because these
yes,
were all demigods. These Yadavas are all demigods. They wanted to participate in Krishna Leela. Now that Krishna was going back to his abode, he wanted to take everybody with him. Canto 11, the whole, first section of that is describing the reasons of this Moshla Leela. And in those reasons, nowhere our acharyas say that it was due to the curse, because no curse can apply on the Supreme Lord.
yeah, that is true. I mean, even the curse was probably arranged by him.
Mhm.
Yes, everything in the end is arranged by him.
Yeah, so they had also become very proud, right? They were,
Correct. Yeah.
but that was not the arrangement of the Supreme Lord that they became proud. And they were, there was a threat that if Krishna leaves and they are left behind, then
Mhm.
they would cause havoc on earth.
Correct. That is right. But this is also a lesson that Krishna is teaching us. When we are associating with a great person like Nal Kuvera, Manigriva, being the sons of Kuvera, they became very proud that we are in association with Lord Shiva. And they became intoxicated with pride and all that. And so that leads to fall down. So, being associated with Krishna, they became very proud, teaching us a lesson.
So then Yadavas became proud by their own will, or is it Krishna's arrangement? That's the
Yeah,
question.
so if we read Canto 11, Acharyas have given multiple reasons of this Leela, right? So one of the reasons is he wants them back because he's going back. These are all demigods, he wants them back. And then another reason is that they became proud. So um, I don't know what we can say about that because these are contradictions.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So we'll continue next 5 verses. Somebody else wants to read 5 verses.
I
Hare
can
Krishna, Prabhu. I
go
can
ahead.
go.
Go ahead.
Okay. Lord Sri Krishna, who manifested his eternal form before the vision of all on the earth, performed his disappearance by removing his form from the sight of those who were unable to see him as he is, due to not executing required penance. Hmm. So he removed his form from the sight of those who were unable to see him due to not executing required penance. But he removed his form from everybody, right?
Performed his disappearance by removing his form from the sight of those who were unable to see him. I thought he left behind the form. Performed his disappearance by removing his form from the sight of those who were unable to see him due to not accepting. What it means. Let's see.
Means those who are pure devotees are still able to see the Lord. He has not disappeared. But those who are not pure devotees, for them, Krishna disappeared from the earth.
Hmm. No, I was thinking about that. Actually, he lives behind a body, right? So,
The last couple of sentences explains that the Lord left his own body is generally misunderstood.
so the persons who
But
left.
But Yudhishthira and Arjuna are great devotees too. But when Arjuna comes back from Dwarka, Yudhishthira asks a series of questions because he seems all bad omens when Krishna left. And he asks, did this happen? Did that happen? And finally he says, did Krishna leave? And then Arjuna says, yes, he left. And the only grace is that I still have his teachings of Bhagavad Gita that can keep me alive. So even the devotees could not see
No, it's
Krishna.
when he remembered the instructions of the Lord, which is non-different from the Lord. Bhagavad Gita is non-different from Krishna. So then he found solace in that, and he found peace, and he found association of Krishna in those instructions.
Yeah. Okay.
The holy name is non-different from Krishna.
Right.
For a pure devotee, experiences Krishna through the holy name, Bhagavad Gita, deity form.
Okay. Yes. So let me just read this little bit. Around symbol on the fish. Okay, this is all about the. When the Lord was present, persons who were able to satisfy their material hankerings by seeing Him in true perspective were thus able to go back with Him to His kingdom. But those persons who were unable to see the Lord as He is remained attached to material hankerings and were not able to go back home, back to Godhead. When the Lord passed beyond the vision of all, He did so in His original eternal form, as stated in this verse. The Lord left in His own body, but He did not leave His body as is generally misunderstood by the conditioned souls. This statement defeats the false propaganda of the faithless non-devotees that the Lord passed away like an ordinary conditioned soul. Okay. Okay.
Prabhuji, Lord had a spiritual body, right? Not material body.
Correct. So, but then, just like we die, we leave behind a body. So He also left behind a body. For to, it is said to bewilder the atheists, those who don't want to accept Krishna. He left behind a body so that they can say, yeah, Krishna was also an ordinary person. So He gave them sufficient, we can say, ammunition to
Mhm.
to continue with their thought that yes, Krishna was just an ordinary person. So that is also there. How? Okay, so
11. Lord Sri Krishna who met.
that we read. Verse 12.
Okay. Yeah, so 12. The Lord appeared in the mortal world by his internal potency, Yogmaya. He came in his eternal form, which was just suitable for his pastime. This pastime was wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence, including the Lord himself in the form as the Lord of Vaikuntha. Thus his, Sri Krishna's transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments.
This is the famous phrase, Bhushanam Bhushanangam, that comes here. So Bhushanam means ornaments. Normally the ornaments beautify the body, right? But here Krishna, what do we say? The ornaments are beautified by Krishna, something like that. Okay. The next verse.
All the demigods from the upper, lower, and middle universal planetary system assembled at the altar of the Rajsuya sacrifice performed by Maharaj Yudhishthira. After seeing the beautiful bodily features of Lord Krishna, they all contemplated that he was the ultimate dexterous creation of Brahma, the creator of human beings. Mhm. He was not created by Lord Brahma, right?
Yeah. But he
All
was so
contem-
beautiful. He was so beautiful that
Mm.
thought like that. Yeah. Okay.
Mm. The damsels of Raja, after pastime of laughter, humor, and exchange of glances, were anguished when Krishna left them. They used to follow him with their eyes, and thus they sat down with stunned intelligence and could not finish their household duties. Damsels of Raja. So the gopis, right? So when they got the news, then they are all stunned.
I think this is also when he would go to the forest, you would say, or when he left for Mathura, also, whichever way. Next verse.
The personality of Godhead, the all compassion controller of both the spiritual and material creation, is unborn. But when there is friction between his peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material mode of nature, he takes birth just like fire, accompanied by the Mahatattva. So when there is friction between his pure peaceful devotees and person, he takes birth.
Paritrana sadhana. Okay, so he's answered the question already that the sun is set, Krishna is. But
Yes, left, right.
glorifying the Supreme Lord. Yeah. Okay. Next five verses.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, yeah, Hare Krishna. So here, the verse 15, it says he takes birth just like fire, accompanied by Mahatattva. I'm just trying to understand why is the fire reference in here?
Because fire destroys, right? So I mean,
Mm,
so maybe it is describing like that. Parit vinashaya cha dushkritam. So, because when there is
Fire is
friction,
produce
huh?
friction. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So fire happens due to friction.
Mhm.
He appears when there is discrepancy to destroy the demons. Vinashaya cha dushkritam.
when there
Sometimes
is a
Prabhupada says he just comes to give pleasure to his devotees because he can do the other work
Mhm.
by material nature. So he doesn't have to come personally to kill the demons because he can do it with. But to give pleasure to the devotees, he comes. So,
Mhm.
the hankar, you can say.
Krishna himself said in Paritran, and that verse, Krishna himself is saying, actually, in Kali Yuga, the demons reside within us, within our heart. So Krishna has come to destroy the demons within us. Anarthas of lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, envy, with his wonderful pastimes and leelas.
Mm. Okay, text 16. When I think of Lord Krishna, how he was born in the prison house of Vasudeva, although he is unborn, how he went away from his father's protection to Vraja and lived there incognito out of fear of the enemy, and how, although unlimitedly powerful, he fled from Mathura in fear. All these bewildering incidents give me distress. Um, Anything to share in here?
Yeah, this is about Jarasandha attacking Mathura and Krishna
Mm,
fleeing. Of course, is known as Ranchod and all this. So, okay, he's bewildered. See. Okay, next.
okay, 17. Lord Krishna begged pardon from his parents for their, Krishna and Balarama's, inability to serve their feet due to being away from home because of the great fear of Kamsa. He said, "O mother, O father, please excuse us for this inability. All this behavior of the Lord gives me pain in the heart."
Okay, so the Lord is very humble, and although he's very powerful, but he
Yeah.
being so humble to his father parents.
And and he's, I guess, playing the role of a son, or who is, you know, like us, but not like us, who's not able to do it. Uh, I guess
Yeah.
he's just playing the role for his parents.
Yeah, when
Like
a
he
great
says in
person.
Bhagavad Gita, yada yet yadacharati shrestha tathaiva jana. He's setting an example that whatever your role is, you have to follow. If you're a son, you have to take care of your parents. And he, being the supreme, he even went to guru to learn the art, and he
Mm.
served the guru. So it's just to set an example of how we should live our life.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Text 18.
Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, he said, "Your humility is breaking my heart," in Ram Keli. So, Lord likes his teaching also, how we should be humble.
Mhm.
Even if we are a great personality, we should be humble. And that will conquer the heart of the Lord. Okay.
Yeah. Who, after smelling the dust of his lotus feet even once, could ever forget it? Simply by expanding the leaves of his eyebrows, Krishna has given the death blow to those who were burdening the earth. Simply by raising his eyebrows, his actions are extraordinary. Just by raising his eyebrows, that he can deliver death blows to those that are burdening the earth. So he has that much strength, but he's just playing the role. Is that part of the previous shloka? I guess 16 and 17. Oh, sorry, 17 and 18. I think they're together, one after the other.
Yeah,
Um,
so one thing is that if you taste Krishna consciousness, then that taste will remain. Even if you go somewhere, you cannot really. I mean, if you
mhm.
really had some pleasure, you felt some pleasure and bhakti, then that stays with you. You can't forget it. So I was just thinking that many disciples of Prabhupada, they came back after some time because they went away from Krishna consciousness. And then somehow Krishna's arrangement, and they, when you get suffering, then you remember, oh, how blissful those days were in Krishna consciousness, and you come back. That can happen. The
Mm.
taste stays. Even in Bhishma's prayers, there is like how Krishna shortened their lifespan just by glancing at them. Right? Is there in the Bhishma Stuti? There's a verse like that.
Yeah, in the Kurukshetra battle. Yeah.
Mm.
So Krishna can do that. Okay. Next.
You have personally seen how the king of Chedi, Shishupala, achieved success in yoga practice, although he hated Lord Krishna. Even the actual yogis aspire after such success with great interest by performance of their various practices. Who can tolerate separation from him? Text 20. Certainly, others who were fighters on
Yeah.
the battle. Do you have
Radhika,
something
Radhika
about?
wants to say something.
No,
Yeah.
no, this is talking about Shishupal getting Sayujya Mukti.
Hmm.
Like Krishna is so merciful that even some person who's envious, he got the destination that great yogis achieve after so much penance. Who can
Mm,
tolerate separation from such a merciful personality?
yeah.
Next, yeah.
Certainly, others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows, and while seeing the lotus like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord.
This is the second time where it is coming, right? In the Bhishma Stuti also.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody got Sarupya Mukti on the battlefield of Kurukshetra because they were seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. And they were also purified by Arjuna's arrows, a pure devotee. Arrows.
Yeah, it's difficult to imagine that wounding yourself with a pure devotee's arrow. Blood will come out, right? It will cause pain, but they're getting purified.
Mm.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody want to say? Sing the Lord. Okay, so we'll go to text 21. Next, who wants to read? Five verses. Umakant or
Yeah,
you want to read?
yeah, sure. Uh, so Lord Sri Krishna is the Lord of all kinds of trees, and is independently supreme by achievement of all kinds of fortune. He is worshipped by the eternal maintainers of the creation who offer him paraphernalia of worship by touching their millions of helmets to his feet.
Okay. So this reminds you of any pastime, touching their millions of helmets to his feet.
That is Brahma. When he became proud, when he went to see Krishna, then the doorkeeper said, Krishna is asking which Brahma has come. So Brahma thought, this may also be Brahma Vimohan Leela also. Yeah. He got bewildered and he bowed down with his thousands, millions of heads.
So then he asked which Brahma has come. Then, okay, anyway, bring him in. So Brahma went inside. And then Krishna clapped his hands.
Mm.
And
So
all the
many
Brahmas from other universes started coming. And there were Brahmas with more heads, right? Many heads. They were coming and they were all having helmet on their head. And then when they all started bowing down. And this Brahma was bewildered. Oh, so many Brahmas are there. I am not the only Brahma. And when they were bowing down, their helmets were touching the ground, making the sound. So, okay. Next. Next.
Therefore, O Vidura, does it not pain us, his servitors, when we remember that the Lord Krishna used to stand before King Ugrasen, who was sitting on the royal throne, and used to submit explanations before him, saying, O my Lord, please let it be known to you.
Like he was offering respects to King Ugrasen, like that. So even though he is the Supreme Lord, so Uddhav is feeling that pain, that how he was behaving so humbly. And this is the famous verse. Somebody like to recite this verse. You want to recite? Umakant?
I can try. I'm not
Yeah.
sure I can do it. Okay. Aho bakiyam stana kal kutam jigham saya payayad apai aksadvi lebhe gatim dartya usitam tato nyayam kamvad dayalam saranam brajema. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful? Then he was granted the position of mother to a sea demon Putna, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast.
So Putana came, but to kill Krishna, but she got the liberation of a nurse or mother in the spiritual world. So somebody who has a very evil intention, the Lord gave that person, and she was going to go to hell actually. From her activities, she killed many babies and all these things before she came to kill Krishna. She had also killed other babies and like that. So instead of going there, she went to the spiritual world and she got the position of a mother. So this is also the proof that Krishna can change anybody. If he desires somebody should go to the spiritual world, then they will go to spiritual world. So even though they may be very sinful. So this is how merciful the Lord is.
We say he's also Swarat, right? He can get that presidential pardon. He can destroy karma in a moment,
Yes.
mountains of sins. He
Yeah.
wants. He can do whatever. He doesn't have to follow any rules.
Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshish. He also says, I will destroy all your papa if you surrender to me. So, yeah, she was not even surrendered in one sense. You could say she had come to kill him. But somehow Krishna, he remembers, some devotee says he remembers his mother, Yashoda. And so, but yeah, so how merciful the Lord is, because somebody comes with an evil intention. So the devotees are also so merciful. We see Haridas Thakur. How merciful. Because they have the same quality as the Lord. He is asking, go let them be forgiven. He is wishing well for those who are trying to harm. Prahlad Maharaj, another example. Haridas Thakur. Of course, Prahlad Maharaj only came as Haridas Thakur. He is a combination of Brahma, Prahlad Maharaj, and one other. So,
So the devotees forgive, but do they like to be in the association of those who are trying to kill them or being envious of them? Don't they maintain a distance? Like Haridas Thakur left that place where all these Muslims had done. He didn't want to stay at that place.
yeah, I mean, if somebody, everybody has love for Krishna in their heart. That is, the devotee knows that also. And So everybody is a pure devotee ultimately, but because of the contamination in their heart, which is affecting, so everybody has the potential to become pure, and so the devotee recognizes that yeah, everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, and
Mhm.
if they become purified, then they will also become lovers of Krishna. That's what Prahlad Maharaj prays. Let the whole world swasti astu vishwasya khala prasitatam. Let all the envious living entities be pacified. How will they
Mhm.
become pacified? By doing devotional service, they will become purified and they'll think of each other's welfare. So that is the
Like, for example, this Ramachandra Puri who sent the prostitute over to Haridas Thakur.
hmm,
Haridas Thakur had compassion for the prostitute.
hmm,
For Ramachandra Puri, he did not do any preaching to him. He left that village. Right? So sometimes, you just have to give up on somebody and let it have Krishna purify him. Not that.
yeah, I mean it's hate the sin, not the sinner. We say like that also.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Prabhupada says mercy of Nityananda Prabhu has no limit. And as Krishna is tolerating all of us, we have done so much nonsense also. And Krishna is tolerating us. Still he is like here we see Putana, right? She had done so much nonsense. But this is the quality of the Lord. So much compassion. Krishna has so much compassion. We say Karuna Sindhu is full of compassion. And that is what I mean Jagai Madai also, right? We see how Nityan Prabhu even more compassionate than Lord Chaitanya. So, so this is our whole movement is based on compassion. Otherwise, it's a mercy, compassion of Srila Prabhupada, right? That there was no reason for him to take that journey, live his peaceful situation in Vrindavan, and come to America and spread the Krishna consciousness, and then bring it back and go through all these tribulations. So all based on compassion. So
Yes, but in the case of Mr. Nayyar, who was trying to disturb the devotees in the Jute temple, what did Prabhupada desire? That Krishna, please remove this person because he is an obstacle. He is giving so much misery to the devotees.
yeah,
Please take him. So that Prabhupada says, even if the sage, the saintly person is happy when a snake is killed.
yeah, he tried to change. He tried. I mean, he tried his best, but because he was acting, Krishna, he said, yeah, Krishna removed him, Nrsimhadev. So that is there, yeah. But so many, somebody stole something, somebody did this, that, so many things, somebody. But Krishna Prabhupada says, yes, somebody like Prabhat Krishna Maharaj was saying something like that. This person is doing some nonsense in Calcutta and this is doing like this. Will you reject him? Prabhupada says, no, I cannot reject. So, yeah, that also is there. Go ahead, Amoghan Bro. You want to say?
I consider the demons who are inimical toward the Lord to be more than the devotees because while fighting with the Lord, absorbed in the thoughts of enmity, they are able to see the Lord carried on the shoulders of Garuda, the son of Taraksya, Kasyap, and carrying the will weapon in his hand.
Okay, I consider the demons.
I
Okay.
consider, yeah,
Yeah.
I actually
The
said.
demons who were facing the Lord, they got more mercy than the Pandav army who was behind the Lord. See, it says that those enemies, they were able to see the Lord.
Yeah. It's a little bit contradictory, right? Because we say they are
Hmm.
demons, but like it's how Narad Muni tells. Yudhishthir Maharaj that how I'm not so fortunate like that Shishupal and they were so much
Mhm.
absorbed, right? But
I
that's
think
not
it's the humility.
humility. Yeah. They're not. It's not bhakti. We say it is not
Yeah,
only.
correct. And they don't reach the highest destination of the being a pure devotee in Golok Vrindavan serving Krishna. They may get liberated, and although it's Sarupya Mukti,
So next verse.
So the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, being prayed to by Brahma to bring welfare to the earth, was begotten by Vasudeva in the womb of his wife Devki in the prison of the king of Bose.
Although it says was begotten by Vasudeva in the womb of his wife Devaki, we know that Krishna did not get conceived like an ordinary child. He first appeared in the what in the heart,
mind of
mind
Vasudha.
or heart, yeah, of Vasudeva, and then he was transferred to the womb of Devaki. Next one.
Thereafter, his father, being afraid of Kamsa, brought him to the cow pastures of Maharaj Nand, and there he lived for 11 years like a covered flame with his elder brother Baldev.
So Krishna's timeline, he lived in Vrindavan for about 10 years and few months, 7 months or something. So about 11 years. He was there in Vrindavan. Okay.
In his childhood, the Almighty Lord was surrounded by cowherd boys and calves, and thus he traveled on the shore of Yamuna River through gardens densely covered with trees and filled with vibrations of chirping birds.
This is his Vrindavan pastimes. We say Yamuna Tiravanachari. Right? That's all. He's roaming on the banks of the Yamuna with all his cowherd boys and cows and like that. And Kunja Bihari, so the groves of Vrindavan.
When the Lord displayed his activities just suitable for childhood, he was visible only to the residents of Vrindavan. Sometimes he will cry and sometimes laugh, just like a child. And while so doing, he will caper like a lion cub.
Okay. So he did not go outside Vrindavan, so he was only visible, residents of Vrindavan. Then he stayed for how many years in after going to Mathura? How long he stayed in Mathura before going to Dwarka?
I think 11 years.
Does anybody know that? How long he stayed in Mathura? And or yeah, at what age did he leave for Dwarka? Let's see. I think 28 years he left.
38 years.
So, but there's a chart. Somebody can pull up the chart, timeline of Krishna's events.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
11 to 32.
So, yeah, he left Vrindavan. Vrindavan leaving. Comes coming, Akrura coming. 3 years. Okay, Govardhan Leela, 10th and 11th year. Yeah, between 10 and 11 years. Akrura's arrival. 11 years and 1 month going to Mathura and killing Kans. 11 years and 5 months. Upanayan Sanskar, which happened in Mathura. 11 years and 7 months going to Gurukul and staying for 64 days. went to Jain. 14 years and 2 months meeting with Kubja.
Strange.
Okay, this
According to Krishna
no,
book.
this is second time I think he met.
Oh, okay.
The first
Mhm.
time when he arrives in Mathura, killing cats. 11 years and 5 months. Yes. Pune and Sanskar, which happened in Mathura. 11 years and 7 months, going to Gurukul and staying for 64 days. Yeah, Mohan Bro, you're playing some YouTube. 10 years and 2 months. Okay, and then 15 year to 32nd year, he was in Mathura. So, one attack per year. 18 times he attacked. So, about 7, 15, 32 minus 15, 17 times Jarasan was attacking. Then 32 years he went to Dwarka. Then from 32 years to 125 years he stayed in Dwarka. So he stayed on this plan for 125 years, according to this, prepared by Hari Parshad Prabhu.
Wow. He Kamsa at the age of 11?
Yes, just
Wow.
after he left Vrindavan, I mean, he went to Mathura and killed Kans. So 11 years. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
So while herding the very beautiful bulls, the Lord, who was reservoir of all opulence and fortune, used to blow his flute, and thus he enlivened his faithful followers, the cowherd boys.
Describing his Kocharan Leela. Okay.
The great wizards who were able to assume any form were engaged by the king of bows, Kams, to kill Krishna, but in the course of past times, the Lord killed them as easily as a child breaks dolls.
So many demons were killed by Krishna. Okay. So next we will finish this 31. Yeah, unless next whatever the verse is. Anybody else who didn't read before would like to read? We have, let's see. Does Komal want to read? Okay, she's not there, looks like. Janish. Janish wants to read.
Not right now, Prabhuji, but later.
Okay, Harish. Harish, are you there? Manish. Okay, Harish. Want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Prabhuji. The inhabitants of Vrindavan were perplexed by the great difficulties because a certain portion of Yamuna was poisoned by the chief of the reptiles, Kalia. The Lord chastised the snake king within the water and drove him away. And after coming out of the river, he caused the cows to drink the water and proved that the water was again in its natural state.
Who is this? Kalia. Yeah, okay. Coming out of the river. Yeah, so this is a dancing pastime of Krishna. I mean, other places also he dances with the peacocks and everybody. But this is amazing dance Krishna does. Why?
On a moving stage.
Oh, on a moving stage, yeah. Even better than Michael Jackson. So many people used to go and see Michael Jackson doing break dance.
It was also slippery platform.
Slippery platform, yeah, because the snake's skin is very. I didn't touch a snake, but I think you touched a snake.
No,
In Confest, you didn't touch the snake.
no, no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, so they say the snake's skin is very slimy and and it's curved also. And it was like perfect dance, right? Whichever hood of Krishna, Kalia was coming up, Krishna's feet were coming down on that hood itself. And how does Krishna know? Because he's the super soul. He knows now Kalia is going to bring this hood up. And he had so many hoods. And Krishna was dancing like amazing dance. Nobody can do dance like Krishna. So we are attracted to dancing in this world, right? So many dances we see. Many people like dance. They like to dance and they like to see others like those who are perfect in dancing. Krishna is also very perfect in dancing. And what were the Apsaras doing? Everybody was like, uh, they were beating drums and the demigods were showering flowers, everything. Krishna, the Apsaras were, what they were doing? They were taking notes.
They were noting down the steps. Yeah.
They were taking notes, Krishna's dancing. So Radharani was also there. We said Krishna delayed his dance performance because Radharani had yet to come. So he was in the coils of Kalia for a long time till the heroine came. Then the hero wanted to show how great he is. So Krishna is showing off. And he wanted to increase the anxiety of all the Rajvasis because he was wrapped in, I think for 2 hours, they say, Prabhupada says like the 2 hours. He was wrapped in the coils of Kalia.
Yeah.
So everybody was becoming more and more anxious. What is going to happen? What is going to happen to our Krishna? Who was smiling?
Balram.
Balram was smiling. Yeah. Balram was smiling. And some acharyas say, yeah, Balram was smiling because he knew the power of Krishna, how he's playing with the snake. And then he thought, I am also Anand Sesh in one of my expansions, but he never plays with me like this. So, but how Krishna is playing. So Balram was smiling. Yashoda was in too much anxiety. She actually wanted to go inside to rescue Krishna, somehow. And Balram stopped because the water was poisonous. So, anyhow, so this is some Kalia pastime. Okay, next verse.
Yeah, the Supreme Lord Krishna desired to utilize the opulent financial strength of Maharaja Nanda for worship of the cows, and also he wanted to give a lesson to Indra, the king of heaven. Thus, he advised his father to perform worship of Go, or the pasturing land and the cows, with the help of learned Brahmanas.
Yeah, this Govardhan Lila. Okay.
Okay. O sober Vidura, King Indra, his honor having been insulted, poured water instantly on Vrindavan, and thus the inhabitants of Raja and the land of cows were greatly distressed. But the compassionate Lord Krishna saved them from danger with his pastime umbrella, the Govardhana hill.
So there's a nice picture, right? We were sharing
Yeah,
that
Prabhuji. Yeah.
about the Govardhan hill, that how this umbrella of, there may be so many calamities from outside, right? But
Yeah, the
if you are,
thunderstorms, lightning.
yeah, all different, but if you are under the shelter of Krishna's protection, then they cannot disturb us. Aho aho bir nakaler.
Vidyate. Sudha sudharam maduram pade pade dine dine chandan chandra shitalam yasho yashodatanayasya giyate.
What is the meaning?
Nakaler vidyate. Like in Kali Yuga, there's so much disturbance. But if somebody hears about Krishna, Sudha Sudharam Madhuram Pade Pade, for them every step becomes a nectar, and there is a torrential flood of rain of nectar for them who hears about the beautiful pastimes of Yashoda's son Krishna.
Okay, so Many verses like that. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Machita Madgata Prada Bodhayanta. No, not that one. Machita Sarva Durgani Mad Prasada Tarishyasi. Athachyetam Ahankaram Nashvasyasi Vinashyasi. That, yeah, if you become conscious of me, you will overcome all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. But if you act out of false ego, not hearing me, you'll be lost. In 18th chapter, I think 60 some verses this. To see. And then in Kapila Dev's teachings also this verse is quoted.
मदाश्रय कथामृष्टं शृण्वन्तु तत्त्वस्य तपन्ति विबुधस्तापनमनयतनं मद्गतचेतसः.
Those who are hearing and chanting about me, there may be, they don't suffer the various miseries of this material world. And then Pumso Bhaved,
विविधदुःखदवार्दितस्य.
so Sansara Sindhum Atidushtaramutitirshor.
नान्याप्लवो भगवता पुरुषोत्तमस्य लीलाकथारसान्निषेव्नमन्तरेण पुंसो भवे विविधदुःखदवार्दितस्य. The boat of the past.
So this is like, yeah, the cultivation of Krishna, hearing about Krishna is the medicine for all those who are suffering. It's like the boat. Cross this, and it is vividha dukkha, we are suffering various. So if we hear about Krishna, if we read Bhagavatam, right, which is Krishna Katha, then we'll be relieved from all these miseries that we have. So every time we have problems, we take shelter of Bhagavatam or Krishna. Bhagavatam is Krishna. Like we read some purports of Prabhupada, whatever way it works, right? And the chanting the holy name or whatever. So, as Sanatana Goswami says, this is my constant companion. Madeka Bandhu. What is that?
मदेक बंधु मत संगिन मत गुरु मन महाधना मन निस्तार का मत भाग्य मत आनंद नमोस्तुते. Bhagavatam is my only friend. Madeka Bandhu. Mat Sangi is my only companion. Mat Guru is my guru, and Mahadhan is my greatest treasure. Man Nistarika relieves me of all the distress. Mad Bhagya, my greatest fortune. Mad Ananda gives me great ecstasy. Namostate for my obeisances.
So Sanatana Goswami was very fond of Bhagavatam. And so all the acharyas, they like this Bhagavatam very much. Vaishnavanam Priyam. It is this Supathan. We memorize that verse also. How one should Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. What is that verse? They're revising some verses.
Navam, is that Navam verse like Tadeva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam?
That is there. But Bhagavatam, there is another Supathan.
Yad Vaishnavanam. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam. That's 12, 13, 18.
Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishkritam Tachrinvan Supatan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchendaraha. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Puran. It is the most dear to Vaishnavas because it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. This Bhagavatam reveals the means for becoming free from all material work, together with the process of transcendental knowledge. That is this Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam. Virag means renunciation. Bhakti Sahitam, devotion. So this Bhagavatam reveals the means for becoming free from all material work, together with the process of transcendental knowledge. Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam. Anyone who seriously tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. This is such a great blessing that we have. Okay. Where are we? Yeah.
Yep. So, in the third season of the year, the Lord enjoyed as the central beauty of the assembly of women by attracting them with his pleasing songs in an autumn night brightened by the moonshine.
Hmm. What is this? No.
Ras Leela.
Hmm. He attracted them. Yeah. So basically, he played his flute and then did Ras Leela. Or yeah, like pleasing songs in autumn night, brighter light.
Yes.
Sharat.
Mm.
Autumn is Sharat.
Mm-hmm.
Sharat Purnima, we say that is the day when Krishna.
Sharat Sakshi. That's in the verse also.
Okay, so we'll stop there with this, and we can. Since Nityanand Prabhu's appearance day is coming up, I want to read some pastimes of Nityananda Trayodaya. Which one we should read? Should we read or we can read our daily Bhagavatam? I don't know which verse I think. Preeti is not there on the call, but she had sent me the verse.
We can read right where we left off.
Okay, let's see. 1 minute. I'll open my Veda base.
Are you continuing from where Preeti left off?
Yeah, we can just read the translation because you already all read. So if you want to do that, that's also fine.
Yeah, it was Canto 7,
Okay.
Chapter 1. And then yesterday was from 27 onwards.
Okay.
27, 28 maybe. She did
So
only
what
a
we will
couple.
do? Yeah, 27. So what we'll do is just read the translation. Just I'll read some verses also, but just for others who this matter like Janish and others who are not the matter. So we'll read till 27. The translations. I'll read the translations. This matter is undoubtedly very wonderful. Indeed, my intelligence has become disturbed, just as the flame of a candle is disturbed by a blowing wind. O Narad Muni, you know everything. Kindly let me know the cause of this wonderful event. What is the wonderful event? That they entered into the body of Krishna. Sri Shukdev Goswami, after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Narad Muni, the most powerful spiritual master who knew everything, was very pleased. Thus he replied in the presence of everyone taking part in the yagna. So Narad Muni is speaking in an assembly where everybody is there as to the reason why Shishupal merged into the body of Krishna. The great sage Sri Narad Ji said, O king, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of ignorance. The body of the conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world through the agency of external energy. So our bodies are planned for suffering in this material world through the agency of external energy, everybody. And all this honor, dishonor, all these things are experienced on the bodily platform. So, so those who are out of the bodily platform, they are not affected by this. Actually, the suffering of being blasphemed and the enjoyment of being praised, the acceptance of a good welcome or of chastisement by harsh words are felt in the material conception of life. So those who are out, they have nothing because this is pertaining to body. This is nothing to do with me. But since the body of Supreme, okay. This is very nice. I read this yesterday. Since the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not material but Satchidananda Vigraha. So, of course, Lord is not affected, and the devotee also gets the qualities of the Lord. He is unaffected, Prabhupada is saying, he is unaffected by insults or greetings, blasphemy or prayers. So, Krishna is unaffected by this. Being always unaffected and complete, he does not feel extra pleasure when offered nice prayers by the devotee. Although the devotee benefits by offering prayers to the Lord. So, So he is not affected. Indeed, the Lord is very kind to his so-called enemy, because one always thinks of the personality of God as an enemy also benefits. Okay, so somehow or other. So if we are affected by this, then we are in the bodily conception of life. My dear king, because the soul and we are all passing through, it's a dream. In dream you are honored, or in dream you are insulted. Of course, it is easy to say, but my dear king, the conditioned soul, being in the bodily conception of life, considers this body to be self and considers everything in relation with the body to be his. Yeah, first of all, I think I am the body and everything connects. Janasya mohoyam, aham,
I am Mameti.
aham mameti, I and mine. Oh, this is my children, my house, my country, my family, my. It's all related to the body. So, and when you're out of the body, then no more my family, my country, because he has this wrong conception of life is subjected to dualities like praise and chastisement. So it is very. I know we get insulted and we get like all these things happen, but those who are not affected by all these things, they are on a very higher platform, like Jada Bharat, completely.
Yeah, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Trinadapi Sunichna. Who is able to chant constantly? One who is in this mood. Lord, he considers himself more insignificant than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. Then he's unaffected by these things and his bhajan is undisturbed.
Yes.
Otherwise, everything causes disturbance to our chanting, our bhajan, our sadhana.
And not only body, mind also suffers in this material world, and all these things happen. And this is the age of disagreement also. So over small trivial things there is big fight. So because everybody's ego is at a peak.
Yeah, the only solution is humility, right?
And recognizing Krishna's greatness and the actual situation, right? That who we are and what is this life. It'll all be over in a few decades, right? Everything will be over, finished. Nothing will remain. And how short that time is compared to eternity. So what do we have to do in this world? Actually, nothing. It's all going to be over soon. And they say when you are on the verge of death, all these things don't matter to you. And why is it mattering to you now? Because when you're going to live, does it matter who said this and who said that? It doesn't matter because you have to live now. You have to go on your own journey to the next life. And the people around you also are not going to come with you, right? So every soul has to go on its own. So if it doesn't matter to you at the time of death, why does it matter to you now? So in that way also. And also if we get some disease and we are told that we are going to die in 1 year or something like that. Yesterday Janish was telling me his friend, was it his friend or something? He may not be there on the call, but he was telling me while I was bringing him from the airport, right, that he has lung cancer and they've told him he has only days to live. So we should always keep this in mind and not take all these events and all these things very seriously. Yeah, we should try to be nice and kind to everybody, and because it is pleasing to Krishna. Dayaya sarvabhuteshu. Daya sarvabhuteshu. What is that?
Santushta yena kenava. Atmendra pashanti cha tushyate ashunartha.
Yasmanno dvijate loko, lokanno dvijate chaya. Harsha maya, harsha marsha bhayo.
Varsha. Muktir sangha priya.
So one who does not disturb others, neither is disturbed by others. So we should not disturb others. Neither should we allow ourselves to be disturbed by others because it's all passing. So in 100 years, as Gurujan Prabhu says, nobody will even remember that we existed. All things will go into the books. And like we know some name of our great grandfather, we never met them. and their father. We know some lineage till certain point. After that, we don't even know the name. So as time moves on, what is it? Just a list of names. So in this way, we can become. Of course, I have to practice this myself. I'm saying this, but it's so difficult when actually the situation comes. But that is what we say. Whatever, when the situation comes, we practice. We try to practice. We may fail. That's not discouragement, but again, we try. Okay, so don't give too much importance to this dream. It's a dream-like situation. It's like a mela. Everybody has come together, and then 50 years passes and everything will change. So this is how short our lifespan is. So because of the bodily conception of life, the conditioned soul thinks that when the body is annihilated, the living being is annihilated. He thinks I'm dying. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire, Krishna says. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the Supreme Controller, the Super Soul of all living entities. Because he has no material body, he has no false conception of I and mine. It is therefore incorrect to think that he feels pleasure or pain when blasphemed or offered prayers. So Krishna doesn't feel the pain and pleasure an ordinary conditioned soul feels. This is impossible for him. Thus he has no enemy and no friend. When he chastises the demons, it is for their good, and when he accepts the prayers of the devotees, it is for their good. Although Krishna says these are good people, these are evil, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Dushkritam, these are dushkriti. Krishna says namam dushkritina muda, foolish. But everybody is his child ultimately. Aham bija pradapita. So whatever he does is for their good. They have just been temporarily covered by some ignorance. So Krishna wants to rectify them. So he punishes them. Like the theme of last Sunday's lecture in our temple was that any bad thing happens to you is Krishna's mercy. Like that. So we also say that.
Anything, whether it's good or
Good or
bad.
bad, yeah, both are Krishna's mercy. But generally, good we may say, oh, it's Krishna's mercy, but bad we say, we blame. So that is also Krishna's mercy.
So sometimes we think I did it, right? I am the doer.
That is also there.
See, I was responsible for my promotion or this thing. When we attribute it was Krishna's mercy through which then we become humble. Then even in difficult, yeah.
Atenukampam susamikshamalam punjana evatmakritam vipakam
Ridva.
ridvapapurubhir vidathan namaste jiveto yomukti pade sadaya bhak. This is the guiding light for all the devotee. 10th chapter, 10th canto, 14th chapter, prayers by Lord Brahma, verse number 8, I think.
Yeah, 8. And 14, 8.
8. Yeah, this is very important. Otherwise, we may lose faith when bad things happen to good people. Then we may lose faith. So we have to, but it's very difficult to see it like that. So, because sometimes we may think, why is this happening to me? And devotees also go through so much. They have been leading very devotional lives. Still, you never know. So, we have to expect calamities also in this material world to happen every moment. It's not a.
And they also think that everything is by my own karma. But Krishna is merciful that he has minimized my suffering. I was bound to receive much more, like she was saying. Prabhupada's finger got cut. And he said, oh, Krishna is so merciful. My hand was supposed to be cut, but he only gave me a little finger cut.
And many things we did not happen. Right? I would have died yesterday, but I didn't die. Or when we go out on the road, we would have got into accident. It didn't happen. It's Krishna's mercy. So many, every step. You are climbing down the stairs. I could have slipped and fallen. But I didn't slip. So every time, every step there is danger, right, in this world.
Yeah, any moment cancer can start in our body. Any organ can fail at any moment with no reason. Yeah. Doctors may also say, I don't know why that happened. So many, like lung cancer. If somebody is not smoking, why do they have lung cancer?
Yeah, that's what Janish was saying, that he led a very a very sober life. He was not like into all these kinds of things, meat eating and anything, but still. So
Yeah.
you never know things how they turn. And that's why there is an urgency that before my death comes, then I should finish. I should become very serious because death can come at any time. There is no time to waste. Whatever I have to do, I should do. I should change my consciousness. So, yeah. And at some point in life, you say, yes, I'll drop everything else and only this because now other things have no meaning really. So, that also we should think like that. He's neither affected by prayers nor by blasphemy. So Krishna is not affected. Okay, so we are coming to the verse that I think it was 27. Yeah, 20. Therefore, by enmity or by devotional service, by fear, by affection, or by lusty desire, by all of these or any one of them, if a conditioned soul somehow or other concentrates his mind upon the Lord, the result is the same. For the Lord, because of his blissful position, is never affected by enmity or friendship. It's very amazing. We would think that Krishna would be pleased by devotional service, but here this is saying he's not affected by enmity or friendship.
Mhm. They also say yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshyat. Any means, fix your mind on Krishna.
And then Prabhupada says, from this verse, one should not conclude that because Krishna is unaffected by favorable prayers or unfavorable, one should therefore blaspheme the Supreme Lord. So it's both the same. So then let me blaspheme. He's not affected anyway. So let me blaspheme the Supreme Lord. This is not the regulative principles. Bhakti means anukulyana Krishna anushilanam. One should serve Krishna very favorably. This is the real injunction. Yeah. Okay.
But how can we understand this verse then?
Yeah, difficult to understand that. I mean, sometimes Krishna says, yeah, those who hear about me, I'm very pleased. I personally clean their heart. But to demons also is kind, right? I mean, that he's also kind in a different way. So he's always kind. That's why I think whether he punishes or rewards, everything is kindness of the Lord. That's I think what. But Krishna is not affected. So by any praise or blasphemy. But
Yeah,
that
but the
doesn't mean
result,
we should blaspheme. Yeah.
yeah, it says the result is the same. Result is the same for those who concentrate their mind on Krishna out of love. Is that what it's saying?
Result is same.
Yes, he's not affected by these fame, infamy, blaspheming, and praise, but he's only bound by love. Like all the people of Raja, they bound him with just love. That's the only thing that Krishna can be bound with.
Result is the same.
This is about the
Yeah,
Shishupala. Shishupala.
yeah.
Uh,
Even Kamsa, Prabhuji, Kamsa, he was always in fear of Krishna, and he used to remember Krishna. So in this way, he used to have enmity as well as he used to blaspheme him. But at last, he went to the God's dham.
Well, they
Sometimes we
all got
say attain
Sayuji.
Sayuja Mukti. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes we say, I mean, Shishupal's case is different because he was like
with
serving
Jai
the,
and Vijay.
yeah, Jai and Vijay. He was serving. So he went in, Prabhupada wrote in that purport, right? He went to Brahmajyoti and then again, after that
Mhm.
time, he went.
Yeah. I think it's very like for Putana, she's not Jai or Vijay or any other devotees. Like she's going to the spiritual world as a mother. Aghasur, they say that Aghasur got Sarupya Mukti also because he offered a place for the as a playground for Krishna and his cowherd boys to play. Some other demons, but most of the demons get Sayujya Mukti. But they also say Kurukshetra battle, they all got Sarupya Mukti. Yeah, I think it's all merciful nature of Krishna. That's what it's showing. That Krishna is still gives them mercy somehow or other if they do some service or they think of Krishna. But we should not purposely try to, develop our hatred for Krishna or blaspheme him like Shishupal did.
So he says here it is said that although an enemy thinks of Krishna unfavorably, the Lord is unaffected by such anti-devotional service. So, anti-devotional. Thus he offers his benediction even to Shishupal and similarly inimical conditioned souls. This does not mean how one should be inimical. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, Krishna,
So I
any
think,
offense? Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying Krishna can tolerate offenses towards him, but he cannot tolerate offenses towards his devotees. He becomes supremely angry and he can give them leprosy and all those incidents that we have seen of Haridas Thakur and others. So towards himself, he can tolerate the offenses. He's not angry, he can merciful and forgiven. But for the devotees, if the devotees are getting hurt, he will not forgive until the devotee himself forgives that person.
Yeah, and I think what Preeti ji explained yesterday was that Shishupala went back into Krishna's body, right? So um, he, if it depends on what you want in the end. If you want to be with Krishna and serve him, then that's different. If you're going to be in the body, you're not actually going to be able to have any kind of connection with him. You're alone. And then eventually you come back, because that's not the end. I don't believe, because when the new world begins, you come back. You're just there for a limited time.
Yeah, the position in Brahma Jyoti is not eternal.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, because there is no bliss. There is Sat and Chit, but there is no Anand.
Anand,
You
yeah.
need Anand for your existence. The soul need is Anandamaya Bhyasat. You need, and that Anand comes with relationship. In Sayujya Mukti, there is no relationship. However, Shishupal was Jay and Vijay. When they got cursed by the four Kumaras in the spiritual world, they wanted to come back and come back to the service of the doorkeepers in Vaikuntha as soon as possible. They were given two choices, whether you take 7 births as devotees or 3 births as demons. And they said, we want to come back as soon as possible to regain our service to Vishnu. So let us be demons for 3 births so that we can come back faster. So Shishupal is actually Jay and Vijay who want to be engaged in service of Krishna.
Because Vishnu had desire, right, to fight.
Yeah, that is also there. And there is also a lesson to be learned about Vaishnava Aparadh. They did commit an Aparadh to the four Kumaras. This Dantavakra Shishupal supposed to be their last birth, right? They were Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, Kumbhakaran, and their last birth is Shishupal and Dantavakra. So after this Shishupal Vad, they should actually go back to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, to the service of Vishnu.
Yeah, Prabhupada is giving great caution because somebody may misinterpret this verse. So, conclusion is that one should not give up pure devotional service for one's own benefit. One should not imitate. This is not the way to achieve success. And somebody may think, well, what is this? Okay, I can do. So, okay. Yeah, they came as Jagai and Madai also. So, 27th verse. We'll read this. Yatha Vairanu मर्त्यस्तन्मयतामियात् न तथा भक्ति योगेन iti me nishita matihi. Narad Muni continued, by devotional service one cannot achieve such intense absorption in the thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as one can through enmity towards him. This is my opinion. Because when you really hate somebody, right, that person is always on your mind. And if you may not love some,
Yeah.
of course, we say sometimes we love somebody, but if the love is not so intense, that person is not so much on your mind. You're neutral or you're not so much attached. But when you intensely hate somebody, that's what happened here.
Yeah, intense hate grows faster than intense love.
Yeah, because that is not how it should be, but generally conditioned souls, the hate is so
Mhm.
much. Okay, so Sriman Narad Muni, but that hate is towards Krishna, so they are thinking of Krishna. And we say, Om apavitro pavitro va, sarva avastam gato biva, yas marit pundarikaksham, sabhaya abhyantara suchi. In our initiation, this verse was recited. We went to Florida for initiation. Gauri is not on the call, or either is Sanatan Goswami, or okay. So they got initiated, Sham Sundar Prabhu and three devotees. So from Columbus. They recited this verse. If you remember Krishna somehow or other. Of course, they didn't become purified, but they became purified because Krishna came and killed them. Srimad Narad Muni, the topmost pure devotee, praises Krishna's enemy like Shishupal because their minds are always completely absorbed in Krishna. So, with that same intensity, if you are absorbed in a positive way, that's what is desired by devotee. We have that verse. Yutinam yatha yuni, yunam cho yuvato yatha, mano bi ramate tadvan, mano me ramatam tvai. Just as minds of young girls are attracted to young boys, and young boys attracted to young girls. With the same intensity, let my mind be absorbed in you, Krishna. Indeed, he thinks himself deficient in the inspiration of being feelingly absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, Narad Muni is thinking, Shishupal has such intense remembrance of Krishna. I also don't have that much. Although he has, but again, devotee never feels he's a devotee. This is the symptom. They don't want to be in the limelight. They don't think that I deserve this because I've done this and this. And like in material life, we say, I did this, so I deserve this. No, devotee never feels like that. He feels always undeserving. And it's a very incredible consciousness. Right? Premera स्वभाव यहाँ प्रेमेरा संबंध
Premena someone say mane Krishna more nahi prem dhan. He thinks that I have no love for Krishna. And he also thinks as see, everybody else is a devotee. I am not even a devotee.
but then he can't preach also. We say Ishwarita Dadineshu Balishishu Dvishastucha Prema Maitri Kripopeksha Yakaroti Samadhyama. So Madhyama Adhikari. Yes. If everybody is a devotee, then they're better devotees than me, then I cannot. Why I have to tell anybody else? Right? They're better devotees than me. Why should I? What did we say? Preaching to the
Choir.
choir.
Yeah, but see, preaching is not instructions also. It is discussing about Krishna Mak Chitta Madgata Pra. So I share and somebody else share. I'm learning, they are learning. We are discussing our love for Krishna. That is also preaching, right?
Yeah, but they say Uttam Adhikari cannot, he's in that consciousness. I am only not serving Krishna. Or everybody else is somehow serving Krishna. So he cannot preach, they say. So he comes down to the level of Madhyam Adhikari. Because otherwise you cannot see, okay, these are Inimigal, these are everybody. So, anyways, that's how that verse goes. So, indeed, he thinks himself deficient in the inspiration of being feelingly absorbed in Krishna consciousness. He always feels, yes, I'm not perfect. I've done so many mistakes. I'm in this material world, this material body. I'm still averse to Krishna. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if I had love for Krishna, how come I'm still alive, right? I would have, like that, something he said that, um, this material body is our sign of rebellion against Krishna. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't have a material body, but he is spiritually transcendent, showing how to be humble.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so this does not, and then sometimes we have very nice body and very beautiful body. We may think, I'm so great. But actually, It is a sign of your rebellion against Krishna. This material body you would not have got. Okay, you got in a prison a nice cell. That doesn't mean you are like very. Somebody has a beautiful body. They want to show off their nice face and nice, I'm so beautiful. But actually, it is a sign of rebellion against Krishna. This body, stinking material body, from which so much pain can be coming, and it's a bag of bile, mucus, and air. Yasyatma buddhi kunapetri dhatuke. And we are very attached to living in this body. Of course, we have to use it for Krishna's service. Not all the senses belong to Krishna. But this is not what we were supposed to get. Because with birth you get death also. And all lung cancer and all this disease you get. So when you realize this is not the place for me, this is not the situation I'm supposed to be in, then you will have nothing to do with this world. Otherwise, we'll try to improve ourselves in this material world. And we'll spend all our time in this, and we'll not be able to be focused on Krishna consciousness. Because I'll think I'm the body, and then if I think I'm the body, I will think others are their bodies, and then there'll be all this misconception will expand. This is my country, this is my nation, and these people are from another nation. Let's fight with them. So this is how it all starts. This does not mean, however, that the enemies of Krishna are more elevated than Krishna's pure devotees. Yeah, Prabhupada is clarifying. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also thinks of himself in such a humble way. Jagai madhai hoite mui se papishta, Purishera kita hoite mui se lagishta. I am worse sinner, Jagai Madai, than Jagai and Madai, and even lower than the worms in the stool. A pure devotee always thinks himself more deficient than everyone else. If a devotee approaches Srimati Radharani to offer some service to Krishna, even Srimati Radharani thinks that the devotee is greater than she, although she is the topmost devotee. Prabhupada is revealing the mind of Srimati Radharani. Thus, Narad Muni says that according to his opinion, the enemies of Krishna are better situated because they are fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna in terms of killing him, just as a very lusty man always thinks of women and their association. So they are more absorbed, just like a lusty man is always thinking about enjoyment. The essential point is in this connection is that one should be fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna 24 hours a day. Smartavya satatam Vishnu, vismartavya na jatuchit. Whatever we are doing, how much we are remembering Krishna, that is how much it is bringing us to this. To that degree, we are achieving success of our life, remembering Krishna. There are many devotees in Raga Marg, which is exhibited in Vrindavan, spontaneously. Whether in Dasiras, Sakyaras, Vatsalya or Madhuryaras, all the devotees of Krishna are overwhelmed by thoughts of Krishna. When Krishna is away from Vrindavan, tending the cows in the forest, the gopis in the Madhuryaras are always absorbed in thoughts of how Krishna walks in the forest. The soles of his feet are so soft that the gopis would dare not keep his lotus feet on their soft breasts. Indeed, they consider the breasts a very hard place for the lotus feet of Krishna. Yet those lotus feet wander in the forest, which is full of thorny plants. The gopis are absorbed in such thoughts at home, although Krishna is away from them. Similarly, when Krishna plays with his young friends, Mother Yashoda is very much disturbed by thoughts that Krishna, because of always playing and not taking his food properly, must be getting weak. These are examples of exalted ecstasy felt in Krishna's service as manifested in Vrindavan. Although Krishna is very chubby and he has 3 lines on his stomach, like that they say, he has flaps around this. He's so chubby, but Mother Yashoda thinks, he needs some food. This service is indirectly praised by Narad Muni in this verse, especially for the conditioned soul. Narad Muni recommends that once somehow or other be absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, for that will save one from all dangers of material existence. Full absorption in thought of Krishna is the highest platform. So in the beginning, it is in the Prabhupada says mind should be forced to think of Krishna, to force the mind to think of Krishna. But then when it becomes spontaneously, when you get when because love is there, when love is manifesting, then you will think of Krishna more and more. That is ragatmika bhakta, right? Ragatmika. Okay. So there's different like what is that? Different separations from Krishna also. Purvarag. Purvarag means before huh?
Before meeting,
Before meeting.
anticipation, meeting.
Then there is man.
Forceful separation. Radharani goes into angry mood, and so she's separated from Krishna. She don't want to see Krishna, so that's separation. Prem Vaichetya. Krishna is present, but like before her, but Radharani still feels it. I've been separated from Krishna, like that.
Pravas.
Yeah. Pravas is they are getting separated.
Pravas is actually travel. Pravas we say like travel, right? So you travel means you separate physically. So
Yeah. Going to Mathura.
okay, it's close to 9 o'clock. You can read one verse. Yeah. Anybody comments? Any comments on this? Okay. कीटः पेशास्कृतारुद्धः कुडाययां तम अनुस्मरन् संरम्भ भययोगेन विन्दते तत्स्वरूपताम् एवं कृष्णे भगवती माया मनुजाईश्वरे वैरेण पुत पाप्मानस तमापुर अनुचिन्तया. A grassworm conformed in a hole of a wall by a bee always thinks of the bee in fear and enmity and later becomes a bee simply because of such remembrance. Because he's thinking the bee is going to come and eat me up or whatever. So he's always thinking in fear, like Kans was always thinking in fear of Krishna. And because of that remembrance of that yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejanti ante kalevaram. So that becomes a bee in the next life. Like Bharat Maharaj became a deer. Similarly, if the conditioned souls somehow or other think of Krishna, who is Sachidananda Vigraha, they'll become free from their sins. So thinking of Krishna somehow or other. Whether thinking of him as their worshipable Lord or as an enemy, because of constantly thinking of him, they'll regain their spiritual bodies. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavamagataha. Being freed from attachment, Vita means to become free from rag and bhaya. And, no, rag means attachment, bhaya means fear, and krodh means anger. So Vita, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, man maya mam upashrita, ashray, taking shelter in me and taking refuge in me. Man maya is absorbed and taking refuge is upashrita. Many persons, bahavo, many persons, jnana tapasa in the past became purified by knowledge of me. So knowledge of me is jnana tapasa. Puta is purification. So by knowledge of Krishna one becomes purified and thus they all attain transcendental love. Mad bhavam agataha. Transcendental love for me. So attachment, fear and anger. These are three obstacles on the path of bhakti. Of course, attachment results in fear because when you have attachment, you fear that you lose what you have.
Mm.
And
If you don't get it, then you become angry. Actually, it's lust. So attachment equates to lust, which is all the warring sinful enemy of the world, right?
So anger comes when, yeah, Dhayato Vishyakam Samsangasti Supajayate Sangatsayate Kamakruto Vijayate. There are two ways of constantly thinking of Krishna, as a devotee, as an enemy. A devotee, of course, by his knowledge and tapasya, becomes free from fear and anger and becomes a pure devotee. Similarly, an enemy, although thinking of Krishna inimically, thinks of him constantly and also becomes purified. This is confirmed elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita 9:30, where the Lord says, Apichet sudura charo bhajate mamananya bhag sadhureva samantavya samyak vivasato hi saha. Even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he engages in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. So Krishna is saying that he should be considered saintly. So if we don't consider somebody like that, then we are going against Krishna's opinion. A devotee undoubtedly worships, but of course, then they try to improve also. I mean, Prabhupada also said.
Yeah, like if they commit the same mistakes again and again, then Krishna is not saying. Say if he mistakenly commits some abominable activity, I will accept him back. Shipram bhavati dharmana shashvikram. But Prabhupada says if you commit the same mistake again and again, then what happens?
Yeah, I mean, how many times we'll commit the same mistake? Till our heart is not pure, we'll commit the same mistakes. And we have done those mistakes life after life also. That's why we are in this material body. But yeah, we should feel that verse is also there, being repentant,
Yeah,
one they should remain
yeah.
even though he
There
engages.
should be repentance that I have committed a mistake. That recognition should be there. And Krishna, please help me. I want to get rid of this. Unless that happens, then you same things again.
Yeah, somebody may be like drinking for a long time, they've been addicted. So now they've decided to stop drinking. But once in a while, somehow the temptation comes and they drink, let's say. So we should, he's trying, but he is not completely yet free. Once in a while, something happens and suddenly he gets that. And so, yeah, we should not say, no, he's trying, and Krishna appreciates our trying. And then if he sticks to devotional service, Prabhupada says he should increase his chanting, right? This is sometime like that. Prabhupada said you should increase your devotional service. Means you should do more and be more determined. When you fall down, then you should be more determined to take shelter of Krishna. Because that is the only way to get free. On our own, we cannot become free from anarthas. It is very difficult. Deviyesha Gunamayi. Of course, we have to really desire, that's also there. But without Krishna's mercy, it's not possible. So, like an alcoholic who has developed a very bad addiction to alcohol, he needs help. He cannot just on his own he decides, okay, tomorrow I'll not drink alcohol. The body is craving for it. His mind is craving for it. So that is what it is. But yeah, we should put ourselves in the association of devotees and serve them. We should hear from them.
Not commit offenses.
Yeah,
So chanting we have to do, but avoiding the offenses, right? So that will help us.
yeah, and offenses, we should try our best to not do any offenses. Yes, and this like the also example is given that the fan is rotating, and if you switch off the fan, it will not come to a stop immediately. It will rotate sometime, and then one day it will come to a full stop. Not one day, I mean few minutes it will come to a full. So like that it will come. So our one lifetime is nothing compared to millions of lifetimes of nonsense we have done in this material world. So it may take little time, but we should not get
And
discouraged.
is that you continue where you left off, right, in your next life.
Correct. That is also there, yes. So our life is usually a mixture of many things, and then some day we will become like I think Satsvarup Maharaj asked this question, Prabhupada. Is there a platform on when one reaches in spiritual life? One will never fall down. I think that question is there. Satsvarup Maharaj has written a nice book, Obstacles on the Path of Devotional Service. And in that he asked this question. So Prabhupada says, yes, it is possible.
But he says we have to fight Maya till our last breath. Until you are on the prem of platform, you can fall down.
And in fight, you may get wounded, but don't give up the fight. So, yeah, we should not give up the fight. We should not stop chanting.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, chanting is the goal, means, and it's the goal. Like, even in spiritual world, they all are chanting Krishna's names.
Correct.
That will never end. Or, yeah.
I mean,
The
it's the way
process.
to purify the heart, right? We say 90% of our advancement in Kali Yuga comes from chanting the holy name. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam Kalau Naste. This verse is emphasized so much.
Yeah, but also chanting properly, otherwise, Bahu Janma Kare Dishravan Kirta Bhutna Pai Krishna Pade Prem. We can be chanting wrong. Mechanical.
Mindful chanting, they say, right? That say all the offenses as we were hearing in the Sunday. This is the mother of all offenses. The inattentive chanting is the mother of all offenses.
We should not be okay with our bad chanting.
Bad, yeah. So sometimes we may get distracted. So phone should be away. He was talking about that, right? How phone. And then he made a nice statement. If you chant with love, you will love to chant. At the end, he said this statement. Maybe it's from Mahatma Prabhu.
Yeah, he was quoting Mahatma. I love to chant. I want to chant. I get to chant.
If you chant with love, you will love to chant. So Krishna, he was saying, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. So we have to do bhajan with Priti. Of course, Priti is not there on the call today. But Priti means affection. So Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. One should do with affection. Whatever service we are doing, we should do with affection.
And Atma Suprasidhati. Like, if you do it unmotivated, uninterrupted, then that will satisfy the. And how do you know that you did nice chanting? When you don't want to stop, you want to continue chanting.
Yeah, that is also there. You don't feel like
You're not doing it. You're not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing the service for pleasing anybody else. I want to please Krishna, not for honor, fame, prestige, or any of the labh, puja, pratishtha.
Yes.
I'm doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. And then that will give you so much joy that you want to continue to do this. You'll get so much high taste.
Yeah, Krishna likes it, so I'm doing it. And I'll get purified. My consciousness will become pure by this chanting. I'll develop all the good qualities which we hear in the 12th chapter. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukha shami. I'll be tolerant, I'll be humble, I'll be non-envious, I'll wish well for others, I'll be friendly, I'll be merciful. All these things will come. So, yeah. So, a devotee undoubtedly worships the Lord with rapt attention. Similarly, if an enemy, Sudurachara, always thinks of Krishna, he also becomes a purified devotee. The example given here concerns the grassworm that becomes bee-like because of constantly thinking of the bee that forces it to enter a hole. By always thinking of the bee in the fear, the grassworm starts to become a bee. This is a practical example. Lord Krishna appears within the material world for two purposes: Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam. To protect the devotees and annihilate the demons, the sadhus and devotees certainly think of the Lord always, but the dushkritis, the demons like Kans and Shishupal, also think of Krishna in terms of killing him. By thinking of Krishna, both the demons and devotees attain liberation from the clutches of material Maya. This verse uses the word Maya Manuje. When Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, appears in his original spiritual potency, Sambhavami Atma Maya. He is not forced to accept a form made by material nature. Therefore, the Lord is addressed as Ishvara, the controller of Maya. He is not controlled by Maya. When a demon continuously thinks of Krishna because of enmity towards him, he is certainly freed from the sinful reactions of his life. To think of Krishna in any way, in terms of his name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, or anything pertaining to him, is beneficial for everyone. I think in the previous purport, Prabhupada says that they were um, the previous purport, one purport we read, or I was reading, that they were chanting. Anyway, let's not dive yet too much. Okay, finish this.
Shishupal was chanting Krishna's names.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah.
Ajamil was chanting the name of his son. He was getting purified.
Yeah. The sadhus and devotees certainly think of Krishna, of the Lord always, but this Dushkritis, the demons like Krishna and Shirpal also think of Krishna in terms of killing him. By thinking of Krishna, both the demons and devotees attain liberation from the clutches of material Maya. This verse uses the words, okay, we read all that. Is not forced to accept. Therefore, the Lord is addressed as Ishvara, the controller of Maya. He is not controlled by Maya. When a demon continuously thinks of Krishna because of enmity towards him, he is certainly freed from the sinful reactions of his life to think of Krishna in any way. Shinvatam Sokatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana. Thinking of Krishna, hearing the holy name of Krishna, or hearing the pastimes of Krishna, will make one pure and then he'll become a devotee. Our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore trying to introduce the system of some or other, letting everyone hear the holy name of Krishna and take Krishna's prasadam. Then, thus, one will gradually become a devotee and his life will be successful. So many devotees became by prasadam and Harinam. Go out and do Harinam. So, this is the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would go out and do Harinam. So, Harinam and Krishna prasadam. Philosophy, also some people become by hearing. But sometimes Prabhupada says, yeah, we cannot understand philosophy so much. That's why in our temple also, at the time of class, less people, than at the time of kirtan, more people, and the maximum people at the time of prasadam. So, in some temples, they will not serve prasadam until you attend the whole. They will give you little prasadam. Like in Chowpatty, I was many years back, they gave me a coupon. I could not. I said the coupon. Yes, the coupon is because you are attending the whole program. You can get the full prasadam. Otherwise, you will get little prasadam. It's also a way to encourage people to not just come for prasadam, but it is also that they come and sit in the lecture here. Because in America we have less people generally, but in India they are encouraging this. Yeah.
So we should do that, right? In our temple. Somebody who comes sit in the lecture would get prasadam. Otherwise, they can pay minimally.
They can get little prasadam.
Yeah, or in ISKCON Vrindavan, yeah, they had coupon system, so they pay very minimally and get the prasadam. Now it's all free, but a few years back when we went, only those who were sitting in Bhagavatam class were getting coupons, right?
Oh, is it?
Others had to
I
pay.
thought everybody can get the coupon if they pay 50 rupees.
Yeah, no. Otherwise, they have to pay for the coupon. Yeah.
Okay. But now it's free. Okay.
Now it's free.
Prabhuji,
Go ahead.
yeah, so the question again, I had this question always in my mind. Sunday in the temple, especially ISKCON temple in US, right? We have a class that class on it could any topic. It could be Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Then how to and when the people coming in the hall to hear again, as you said, they are less for class, more for kirtan, and more for prasadam. And now even for class, people is a combination of devotee plus some non-devotee, newcomers, etc. So how do we find a balance of that is philosophical words, complex word versus
very simple way of, simple to understand lecture delivery. I mean, because I have seen both the flavors. Sometimes lectures are so heavy, and I see in the audience people are just watching their iPhones or phones or watching outside the window because they are not connecting. So that connection miss. So, but what's your experience, bro?
So personally, I feel it should be like a Bhagavad Gita class, and you can take pastimes from Bhagavatam according to that Bhagavad Gita verse that you are speaking, and but it should be made in a way that is understandable to the audience. I don't know, in our temple we don't see so many new people generally, but maybe in Connecticut you see sometimes more new people come. But yeah, you should make them understand. So Sunday feast is mainly for preaching, and other days Bhagavatam classes can be like when devotees only are coming, they can be more like advanced and more like, Sunday feast. If more new people are coming, then they should understand it is not for like all the devotees who are there, um, who have been practicing. If new people are there, that's my opinion. Somebody may differ with it, but that's fine. Because the new people we are trying to get, they are coming, and we advertise the Sunday feast also. And other times when devotees meet, if they at all meet, that's another thing, right? Devotees should not only meet for Sunday feast, but like we are meeting on this call, right? So we are discussing so many different things and pastimes. But new people can get overwhelmed also. So that's why you start with simple things first. You should start talking about Goswamis and life of Goswamis and things like that. But the person doesn't even know what is the goal of life, who I am, and the basic questions. Then how can they appreciate somebody's like advanced devotional stage? So that's how I feel also. So yeah.
So I think part of the lecture can be for like, the background knowledge and the basic knowledge. I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul, what Bhagavad Gita speaks. And it can start off like that and then lay down the ground, and then you can speak a pastime or go into more detail, because even devotees need to be nourished, otherwise they will also stop coming in the class, because it's a mixed crowd, right? Devotees and new people.
Yeah.
Westerners, where for Westerners is totally different, because Indians may know so many things, but Westerners have no clue. So I think that's what we do in our classes. Who is new, and they can raise their hands, and then for them we give them a background knowledge before getting into the topic, so that they understand at least where we are coming from, right? So we ask, right, how many people are new for the first time they're coming, and
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Sunday
yeah,
feast should be. I feel that it should not be too advanced, and I mean other days are there. Why don't do devotees meet on other days? That's the other thing, right? Saturday is there also, right? You can meet on Saturdays, and they can churn the nectar very much. It's not the only time. I mean, because we are trying to attract new people. So, and it's not a time to show off our knowledge, and that's also sometimes it can happen, right? That we are.
yeah, I mean, quoting verses, even Prabhupada was quoting verses, right, for Western audience who was hearing for the first time, and
Yeah.
all his
No, no,
lectures are
I'm not
filled
saying
with.
quoting verses is showing off knowledge. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that, yeah, it is not like we have to go very like advanced and like as if we are going to make everybody pure devotee in this and speak very, very high philosophy, which people who have just come, they think, oh my God, this is too much. I cannot even become like this. They, oh, better I cannot accept this. I will not accept this philosophy. So sometimes it can be like that. I'm just saying that
Mhm.
you can get overwhelmed by the, you know, oh, I have to give up everything and this. So we have to also moderate it. Yes, we say Sarva Dharman Paritij, but then we say, okay, but whatever situation you try, you add Krishna to your life. But other devotees, when you are meeting with other devotees who are already practicing, then we can discuss.
Um, uh,
Otherwise,
it's a mixed crowd, like right? So if you say, okay, even if you're
But there
not
should be a
able to
separate
follow.
day when all the devotees meet, when all the outsiders are not coming, and all the devotees meet together, either on a call, and they can churn the nectar as much as they want. So, I mean, but then you may say, well, there is no other day when we meet. So there is a lacking there, right? There is a lacking there that devotees cannot come together and discuss Krishna Katha. Like we will having Shravanam Saturday, right? So that's a time when that's the time to churn the nectar and like go because not outsiders are not coming so much. So I mean everybody will have some little different opinion and everything is right. So I'm not saying this is this way or that way, but sometimes people get impressed also, but especially Western people, it's difficult to like this. Like in Washington DC, right? You are saying so many Western people come, and so the class has to be also made suitable for their understanding. In our temple,
Yeah.
it's different. Every temple is different also. So movement.
The class can build up. It start off as basic, right? Giving the basic knowledge, and then some section of it can go in more deeper for the devotees. Uh, but yeah, you should make your class in a way that if a new person is coming for the first time, he should be able to understand with the simple language and with all the background knowledge, and he understands the pastime and stuff. So we should spend more time preparing for the lecture and understanding how to cover things. Also, we can have Prabhupada lecture, for once.
That was
Yeah.
nice. In Elachua, what they did was they played a lecture of Prabhupada, and he was speaking very simple philosophy, but very many things to implement in our life. Like, and then there was discussion on every like paragraph, and so yeah, that Prabhupada was preaching to devotees only. Of course, there were new Western people also at that time, somewhere already in the movement, longer, somewhere just coming.
So every class speaker definitely is different, but I like these two individual at least so far. That is Gaura Gopal Das and Nitai Sevini Mataji. I mean, of course, I'm not saying other speakers are bad, but I see two individuals. They they usually they explain in a very simple manner, like anybody can understand. I mean, that's what I usually think. Like in the temple, that kind of preaching would be helpful.
Yeah, everybody has a different style of preaching,
Yeah.
and everybody will be attracted to like that's somebody who is attracted to this style, somebody is attracted to that style. That is there also. Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Continue tomorrow.
Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.